Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So as usual, starting off with Euro USD, and we did sort of make a move up to try and find the structure. We barely got there, but I'll call that done. And we're now forming an inside bar on the 8-hour oscillators, kind of starting to move up into the overbought territory, but not quite enough for me to look and say, well, that's definitely something we need to be looking at. So the warning bell at the moment with the current 8-hour bar that's forming is that this is a top, and we are going to be continuing on our trend to the downside. So this is the pullback. You'll probably find that it is a fairly decent Fibonacci level from the previous swing high. Bang on the, not bang on, just short of the 61.8, but the 61.8 is this level that we've got here at 117.521. So that is my signal for a short. So you can see we have a little bit of a break of structure there. So there is our structure. That structure is pretty much a channel or a flag or whatever you want to call it. It's just basically a controlled move up to a level. We've tagged that level. We're not quite, maybe not quite, but we're just short of it. So I'm looking for opportunities to sell this right now. So this crossover on the hour is something that we need to pay attention to. So we'll wait and see what happens at European Open. I'd like a move up to this area of 117.521. If we get that move and it's some decent price action, so inside bars, pin bars or engulfing bars, there's only three but price action bars that I look for, and if it's off the structure, I'll take it short on the break of that structure, stop above this level, and then just watch these levels. This level is going to be interesting, 117.251, because we've got moving averages crossing over in this area as well. Oscillators are also indicating we need to be looking for short right now. Yeah, that's kind of my view at the moment. Just bear in mind these oscillators can fall all the way down to the bottom very quickly, and we can find some support down here at 117.250 area. And if we do that, then there is a potential for a trend reversal to happen. Now it's kind of be messy if you look back through the last couple of days. I think the 8-hour is the one that is the strongest. You can see it's been here for quite a few weeks, downtrend for quite a few weeks. I expect that to continue, to be honest. I think a stronger dollar is here for a bit. So, and a lot of people calling 111, which is very far down. But that's kind of the trend at the moment. So I'm looking to go with the trend. Trend is down, looking for opportunity to sell with the trend. And this is looking really interesting up here. Okay, so yeah, wait for the market open, waiting for some structure. And the structure obviously will be close this gap, test this level properly, possibly even get past that level and test that 1-hour level up there at 117.610. But your stop is above this fractal at the moment. I wouldn't be flirting with stops here. I think I'm going to keep a wider stop with a smaller position because you're anticipating a bigger move down. That's kind of my view on that this morning. Moving on to US dollar, Japanese yen. We did break some structure yesterday on the 8-hour. This thing is still all over the place. You can see tails to the upside and a bit of structure trying to form to the downside. Oscillators in the middle of nowhere. So nothing really that excites me on this pair. And you can see how messy it was. Big move up, big move down, big confusion. One thing that has happened is we've got a fairly decent grouping below the moving averages, and the moving averages are grouping together, and we are below the moving averages. So yeah, this picture compared to what we see on Euro USD is a little bit different. So this is looking like a little bit more weaker dollar for now, but you can see these volatile moves is just indicating that people are confused at the moment. And when you're confused, don't bother with it. Just one thing to recap on yesterday. I want to do it on the 15-minute, and you'll see a fairly decent, well, not decent, but a very haphazard move to the upside. Kind of tested that structure I gave you yesterday. Look at the grouping of the oscillators, and then we bailed off. Look at these gaps here. It's a big gap over there, and I think there was more down here. Maybe I'm blowing smoke. No, so that's the only gap that there is. But yeah, you can see the grouping of the oscillators, and then bit of structure trying to form here for another move to the upside. So for me, this is a sideways market right now. That sideways, it's very volatile sideways, but that sideways I'm not interested in. We're above and below the moving averages all the time. So until we either reject the moving averages properly or alternatively find support there, I am sitting on the sidelines with US dollar, Japanese yen. Moving on to the pound and British pound, Japanese yen. So busy chart, we've got lots of levels here. There's a lot of structure in this area. I can actually just delete those two. We don't need to pay attention to those two right now. So this is the previous swing low. We've broken down below. We found support down here. We've moved back up, and it does look like we're battling here. Ultimately, at the moment, the trend is down. So the last week and a half, the trend has been down. However, the bigger view is that this is the bottom of range. So if you move up to the hour, you'll see fairly decent structure move yesterday, bouncing off the 155. We kind of looks like we're forming some kind of a structure. So this one for me is London breakout strategy. So first 7 bars, and let's just do it this way. First 7 bars. So it's from there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first 7 bars is up there. Okay, we didn't quite hit the target, but we did hit the 61.8 extension of that. And we also came back, you can see on this bar, to test the break of it, which is the structure that you normally see. So that's pretty much what I would do today as well. Watch for the first 7 1-hour bars. It's looking to be a really nice tight range at the moment. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 already forming a nice decent range. And then what you want to do is if it breaks the upside, you're looking for the long, for the height of the range. Breaks the downside, you're looking for the short. Now, looking at the bigger picture, a break to the downside would more than likely be fairly volatile and move pretty quickly. A break to the upside, I think, may just be short-lived. You'll probably find that you're going to bump your head against another level, and that's the next bit of structure that I see at the moment, which is 151,178. But yeah, so I think if you break into the downside, you're looking for this gap here from yesterday to close, and then you're looking for this level to be tested again, 149,345. So that's kind of the structure we've got there. Lastly, with Euro British Pound, so nice strong move up last week, and then a proper meltdown yesterday. Now we're back onto structure, so we've got a crossover of the moving averages. We're on the 155. Oscillators were grouped up, and I did warn you yesterday, you don't want to be buying at that level. Trend is down. The bigger trend is down. It's been messy, but it is down. So the big question here is whether we are going to find support on the moving averages with the moving average crossed over. Remember, it happened here, and we basically just carried on down. So oscillators are saying there's still quite a way to go, and if we get down to the hour, you're going to see structure. There was our London breakout. First 7 bars on the hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a bit of a fake out the upside, but you knew that was going to be a fake out based on the 8th hour. And then you've got a break to the downside and a retest on this bar before moving down and more than likely getting that target. There's your range target there, almost getting to the next target, the 261 extension. So bear in mind there are little gaps to the downside on this as well here, and that's kind of what I would expect at the moment. So looking at this, big move down, let's consolidate, looking for another leg to the downside. What you may find is London breakout on this is also going to be interesting. So a break to the upside will be short-lived. It's going to be tagged by one, or stopped by one of these pin bars here, or one of these tails, and break the downside. You've got quite a few magnets to the downside here, so I would expect it to come and test that structure at least at 0.85380. Oscillators are also agreeing with that at the moment. So yeah, I think this is probably moves to the downside is what you're looking for, but I just take it on the opening range breakout. So it'll be the safest way to do it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me on Forex. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you bright and breezy tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.